Hello everyone, welcome to our studio today. I'm so glad you joined us today and hope you're painting with us. But if you're not, why, just sit back and enjoy it. And what we're doing today, we don't get a chance to do it on the show a whole lot, but what we're trying to do is do a little different things from time to time. So we thought we'd do some sketching for you today. And as I told you last week, the little picture that we're working on now comes from an ideal I had years ago. We were in the sign business, and I had a little van that I painted a little sign painter on the side of it, similar to this one. I'm not sure that it looked exactly like this. My memory's not that good, but anyhow, this is a brand new little artist that we're drawing, and we're going to do a lot with him probably. Some other things that we'll talk about later. But I thought we'd do some sketching because a lot of people like to watch us draw, and so we're going to do that today. And maybe later on we might even paint this after we sketch it. And in order to paint it, I don't really have to do the detail that I'm doing on it. And this is not a complete detail, but it's just some detail to give an idea of the shadows. Anyhow, come over to the board and we'll work a little more here. As long as we can stand up, we'll do it, okay? Come right over here. We're going to take that little collar and bring it right down. Bring that shoulder down. I think I'll add that shoulder right on down a little ways. Right to there. How about that? Now I'm going to bring this outside line all the way down. All the way around. I'm going to get over here right in the way. And I'm going to bring this one around. Now, I'm going to shadow that a little bit, but before I get too far along, I've put a pocket on him and put some brushes in them. So I don't have that sketched at all here. So we will sketch that. And if you notice, it's right above here. We come over about that far. And the pocket is curved out because it's got stuff in it. Now, I'm not sure how big to make it. Let's just make a little pocket here. That's a pretty good sized pocket, isn't it? We just curve it in a little bit. And we can sketch these little brushes freehand. This is a little flat brush. Just a rough little sketch. We'll straighten them up a little bit later. This one is sort of similar to the one he's got there. And it's a little higher. And it's leaning a little bit. So we'll bring it in here like this. I don't know what all we should put in that pocket. I've only got 3 brushes in it. You know what? I'm going to make them a little bigger. Wow, they're gone. That's okay. I'm going to make that pocket a little rounder like that one is. And maybe a little deeper. Okay, I like that. Now, let's put one here. Remember, this is just a rough sketch now, not the, because we probably will take the triangle and straighten all this up. This is a straight brush. So we'll put it like that. The other brush is over here. I could put 2 or 3 or 4 of them in there, couldn't I? I'm going to run that up a little further. Okay, that's about the right size. Put one more in there. All right. Pretty close to what we want. I don't know if we should put something else in there or not. Let's just leave it at that right now, okay? Okay, let's put a little bit of shadow on his little smock. Now I do have some charcoal, and you can take your charcoal a lot of times or your pastels, and put a real wide, quick shadow on it. But that's not what we're shooting for today. And actually, if we paint this, everything on here will be covered up in here. So it'll just be for reference when we're painting. I don't know why I'm holding this, maybe just to get some idea. Anyhow, let's put a little shade in here. And all of this will have some kind of color on it if we decide to color. And I believe we probably will. I'm just doing the sketch so maybe you will get interested in drawing and draw something. I guess if the truth is known, I probably draw more than I paint. Okay, I could put a shoulder on. That's got a shoulder on it, ain't it? I think I want it. Where do I want it at? There? I think that's about right. Now you don't have to do this with your hand. I don't mind getting it on my fingers, but you can do this with a, what they call it? They call it a stump, actually. I don't know why they call it that, but it's actually made out of paper. And you can blend it all with that if you want to. I don't mind getting it on because I just love everything about art. Now I'm going to shadow that in here. I'm going to make it a little more definite. Maybe a little more definite here. Okay. We're getting there. I want a little darker right under his arm. And I don't know if we ought to put little sewed things on there or not. Okay, I'm actually doing a little shadow work on the sleeve, and I left a little highlight behind it. This is a shadow. I use the side of the pencil a whole lot in order to get a whole lot of color, or a whole lot of, it's not color actually, a whole lot of shadow quickly. I move on to a little bit more definite. Okay, that looks a little better there. Well, trying to make that look a little more realistic. Sometimes just a little bit of a shadow will make all the difference. Let me grab my eraser. I'm going to drop that over there and grab a sharp one. Now what I might do, if I get ready to paint it, I may come and take a black magic marker and go around it and put a good outline on it. Because after all, it is a cartoon. It's not a realistic portrait. We used to do a lot of portraits. I don't do many anymore. But back when I first started, my first job was in commercial art. And I would paint portraits at night. And I got interested in pastels. I've done a lot of pastel portraits. I may have one around here somewhere. If I can find it, I may bring it out and show it to you. But it's one I done years and years ago. And at the time, pastels, was pretty cheap, so you could do them pretty reasonable. Now it's not exactly true. Pastels are pretty high too, I think. But I was still working in oils at the time. And I done some in oils at the time. Now we was going to straighten them little brushes up, wasn't we? Let's see if we can straighten them just a little bit. I'm going to lay me. Okay, I'm going to take a little triangle here. And now normally they are tapered a little bit, so let's taper it. Now I've got a choice. Do I make them up or down? That one's up, so let's do them all that way. Now the little furrow is tapered the opposite way. That's pretty close. I'm going to put this one on a little pointed brush. That looks better, doesn't it? I better erase the top of that because it might be hard to erase after I get my furrow and try to clean this one up a little bit over here. And actually, if you're going to paint it, you don't need to clean it up quite that much. Okay, the little furrow is turned in. Okay, I'm going to put a little. That one comes up a little farther. All right, we're getting there. I think I got time to finish. That's a little flat one. And sometimes those furrows are or straight. Let me get one that's got a little bit more. Little bit more sharpness. Okay, I don't think I have time to shadow it, but we're getting along pretty good anyhow. I hope you've enjoyed this sketching. We still got another, probably another 2 weeks of work to do on this, so come back and be with us next week, and maybe we ought to stay a little longer, Jimmy said. Somehow my clock is not working out exactly right today. Anyhow, what I was saying, we will probably eventually get the color out and paint this thing. Sometimes you hate to paint over something that you spent this much time on. And another option we could do is keep this one and just do an outline sketch, quick outline, because that's basically all you need to paint with anyhow. And just do an outline sketch and then paint that one and keep this one. We may do that. If we do, we'll show you exactly what we're working on. Anyhow, I've got, Jim says we've got 1 more minute, so you know what? We ought to work a little longer here. Anyhow, we got our little brushes done, but I don't have them shadowed or anything. But I've got that pocket curved about right. I'm going to shadow in here behind the brushes. Okay, now it looks like they're, well, we need to make it round, don't we? All right. Now we're going to say, come back and be with us next week. Goodbye and God bless.